Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. We're on the free-to-play, and I just kind of wanted to share something I thought was pretty awesome. This is the first time ever on a weekend showdown on the free-to-play I've got to the gold chest. So that's actually really exciting, right? I can start, and I got those blitz tickets, which I didn't think I would get. So if I can start doing that on a lot of events, that would be awesome. That would be huge. So yeah, that's really cool. You can see factions doing pretty well. 46th, and I did solid for my faction, 61st. Uh, Showdown is generally pretty tough for me to score well in the faction, so 61 I'm okay with. I would like to be higher, but it's still not terrible. I think I'm still the lowest talent person. Last time I looked, I was. So lowest talent, 61. I'll take that. And then I thought I would also show you guys what I'm going to do on the prize wall. I've been thinking about it a lot. I'm really close to Smash. I'm 325 shards away. And then Woods, I got really close to, actually, for me, for an S tier. 2,123, so I'm 800 and, what is that? I don't know. 77 away, 877 away from Woods, 325 from Smash. So, prize wall currency, where faction rank, I'm going to get 700 more, so basically 6,600 is what I have to work with. Not enough to get a plate, so plates are off the menu. So that leaves me to shards. It's really tough because I could get 2 sets of wood shards, get 280 closer, basically be 600 away from woods. Um, or I can get 3 sets of smash and be 25 away from smash. When I think about it, like, kind of, right, and what I have and how my roster can work, smash has unblockable. Just here, let me just show you my roster. I'll show you a couple things and how I'm trying to decide. And I just kind of wanted to do this because maybe it'll help people decide. So you could argue that Woods is the better long-term play since he's the S tier. But if you look at, let's just go to my men and let's sort by class, right? And we'll get to Powerhouse first. You look at Powerhouse, I do have Boss Man. He's really solid, and he's hype level 3. So that's really good, right? The fact that he's hype 3 and the fact that he's quite good. After that, I have JD at 6-star bronze, and I do have the option to share a Yeet Drip with him and Lyra with a Irish strap, and Lyra's gold for me. So that's 2 really strong options, right? No hype for JD that I have at Powerhouse, and I can run fairly effectively, right? And one has 3 hype, so that's worth noting. We go to Acrobat, and you can see I already have a gold, and it's Cena, who has been absolutely phenomenal, right? Like I have everything to run the sub setup right. Um, got the dog ear gremlin plate, which is increasing blue gem damage for us. We got the right trainers to run him, right? We got some leech trainers. So like I can run him incredibly effectively. He's doing like 55-ish million a cycle this way for me. Which is really strong on this account, right? And plus it drains, so he's winning quite well. And then the other thing, I only have 1 hype for him, so that's the negative there. But the other thing is I really like Seamus. In particular, I just think he's fun, but also for this account, I think he'll be really strong. So I kind of want to bring Seamus up. And I'm hoping I get some hype for him during the zombie month, right? So that's kind of what step 1 of what I'm looking at, like what I have, what do I want? And like Cena is so strong that with what I have, I don't think Woods is better, right? On this roster, I think Woods is potentially better with everything for sure. But with what I can run, I can actually run Cena perfectly for the way I have him set up. He's already gold, and I need to do nothing there. So I think I can not pursue Woods as much soon and take my time to get him because I would like to have him. But I feel like there's no rush because 1, I'm going to struggle to take him up, and 2, I'm not going to have the stuff. And 3, I think Seamus will be better for my roster. right? So those are kind of the three factors I'm looking at when trying to decide, you know? And that's kind of where I'm at with the thought process there. Versus Powerhouse, I have Boss Man. He doesn't really need to go up other than health because his damage won't go up much for what I have, right? And I have good stuff, but kind of this is just I have okay stuff, right? I'm missing a red takedown move damage. So it is what it is. I usually switch this out. I'm not sure why I have purple on this at the moment. Usually this is switched out to a red one. I must have changed it for Showdown so Mellow could have it or something. I don't know. Anyway, usually I have a red one on there. I just don't right now. Um, and yeah, so but he doesn't really need to go up, right? And then JD, I don't have any hype for. I don't necessarily, and I'm not necessarily sold with keeping the Yeet drip on JD Lyra long term. I might do that, but I have so many people that could potentially be strong for me with the Yeet drip. I feel like that could change. In particular, I think I'm thinking like Striker Nash because I have all of his gears won't require MP. And I'm kind of leaning towards that Yeet drip plan ish, if that makes sense. And I can just use the Yeet on Lyra, and it should be enough when she's leveled up. So that really has me thinking Smash, in particular, because I have the black crossfire for Smash too. So not only can I run as unblockable, but I also have Mellow, so I can get the stuff out twice. And Smash is going to hit a bunch of unblockable, get a big gem boost, and do a bunch of damage. So then the only question left is, do I have a strap for Smash? And this is kind of how I look at trying to decide Prizewall in the free-to-play. It's making the pieces fit, making what I have work. And let's see if I have a legend era that we can check the strap situation. And you can see, let's sort it by boost. Not by boost. I have 150% gem damage strap that I can put on Smash. So I think the stars kind of align. I would go one further and also check this way. If you check by hype points, we can kind of check and see if I have hype for either of those. Smash. Maybe not. I guess I have to scroll down to ones I don't have to see. Let's see. And we'll just scroll down and check for Smash and Woods. Maybe there's an easier way. If you know, let me know in the comments. And we'll see what I have available. I might have went past them too. It's kind of hard to see everything. There has to be a good way of organizing it down here, but heck if I know. That's the wrong demolition guy. Okay. So I have 10 for Smash, which is great. That's nice. That's a start. And where's Woods at? I must have went past him. Oh, ba-da-bum-bum. So these are kind of the steps, the process I would take when you're trying to decide. Not just do I want them because they're new, but it's really important. Do I have the stuff? Is this the person I want to work up? Do I have the resources? Oh, and I have no hype for Woods. There it is. So when I put all the stuff together, the fact that I have a 150 strap for Smash, I have the black crossfire for Smash, I have Mellow, so I can run him, so I can put the stuff out twice, the cross breaks out twice. I can hit super hard unblockable, and then I can have some gem damage when I blow up the board. And then I have hype 1 for him, and the fact that I don't really have a powerhouse that I need to push that'll benefit me a lot. Like Boss Man, it's extra health, it's nice, but not really, it's not improving his damage, right? And then you go to Acros, and I have Cena sitting there, who Woods would not be better than Cena for me right now. And Smash, in his own way, would be better than Boss Man, right? Because I can double up and hit it. So to me, that makes the decision like pretty clear on what I should do on this Prizewall, right? As far as what's going to help my roster the most. Hopefully I can find 25 more shards of Smash sometime this month and recruit him. If not, I'll have to wait for next month, but it's pretty close. This is the right spot, yeah. I mean, also on the table are zombie shards, but I don't have any shards because it's my first zombie event, so not really interested in that. So let's go ahead and and buy the smash shards on the Prizewall, and you'll kind of get a weekend update on the free to play, but also like kind of trying to give you insight on how I build my roster, right? Like the choices I make, why I'm deciding what I decide on prize walls, like that sort of thing, and the trying to have a logical reason behind the choices you make, right? If I had gotten to the plates, um, I would, like, say I had somehow magically gotten to 15k, I would have taken the black, because it's very likely I'll get Judgment Day Dom. He's an A tier, and it's amazing on him. Also, it's amazing on Bradshaw, who I already have. So that would be I would take that over any of the shards if I had got there, because plates are harder to get. But because I didn't, tier 6 medals would be nice. I get them eventually, right? Um, and I can make do right now. Affiliation straps are not something I'm worried about at this time. Eventually I will be, but compared to something that can help my roster, and like he has the potential to become the best powerhouse on my roster pretty easily with what I have currently. So it just makes the decision really easy. So yeah. And then when the faction rewards come in, I'm gonna buy 1 box of the Starfill frags with what's left, and because I am chasing down Hogan, Santa Hogan, because once he's Starfilled, I have 17k Santa. So I literally will open up tons of doors for me, and I'm so close. I am 300 and no, sorry, 450 shards away, 450 Starfill frags away from 17k Santa. It's taken a while. I just need him to show up in the showdown store or prize wall, but getting there. And yeah, so it's kind of looking at not just it. So many people will tell you, and this is why I hate tier lists and stuff. Will just tell you this character's better, level him up. Yeah, he might be better if you have the best of everything, but he's not better if you don't have the stuff to run him, and you do have the stuff to run somebody that's worse, quotation marks, right? So like a lot of people might say Woods is better than Smash. Maybe they wouldn't with everything. I don't know, because Smash has MP down, but Woods certainly can hit harder, right? Um, but that isn't the answer, right? The answer is, what do you have to run them? What are you likely to get to run them? What is your gameplay style? And you start asking those questions and then making choices based on those factors. You're going to have a lot better roster, and you're going to improve a lot, right? Like, so if you know you're very likely to get Becky, and you're very likely to get the stuff to run one of her builds, you then, like when the crossfire plate shows up, you're like, oh, I'll grab that yellow crossfire, because I know entourage wise I got like Elba, and I got Tory Hall of Fame, and I got Kofi. And then a lot of you, if you free to play, would have Woods, who does cross break damage, right? So I can make the unblockable moveset hit pretty well, blow up the board, get the yellow bonus, and then if I'm ever lucky enough to get the cross break anniversary plate, then I have a monster in Becky, right? You're not relying on the gear, you're not relying on the moment, you're not relying on multiply coaches. So like it's just much more likely that you have a set to run right away, and it has a really good top end as well, right? So that's kind of how I try to look at the free to play, right? Like, so Piper wins everything for me, right? Because she can stun lock, and if I ever get her gear, then she becomes completely safe, and her gear is in the gear loot, right? So a realistic shot of getting her gear, and I can use her right now. So it's hard to mess with any other lady powerhouse, because Piper more than gets the job done, and 6-star bronze is high enough, right? So all of those things, when you're looking at your roster, it's really helpful to look at that stuff to decide what to do and what to take, right? You're trying to just make your life easier with every choice you make, and then also have a reason for it. Like, yeah, I have the stuff to run this. Don't just rely on, oh, Mherex said this guy is way better. And yeah, you might be way better if you have the stuff, or on my account, Mherex account, right? But you might not have any of the stuff, because you know what? Mherex says he hates subs, but guess what Mherex Redo loves? He loves John Cena, Chain Gang SE with this set, and Mherex would say no, he would never run this set, right? But Chain Gang Cena does, And let's just say you get lucky and you luck into EO. Imagine the bonus damage going up another 300% on the leech gems, right? So yeah, just because I don't like a certain gameplay style or I don't value it as much doesn't mean they're not really good, right? I mean, the leeches alone are 1,000,000 a pop. So, the more leeches you have break, the better. So, a bunch of different ways to play the game, and you play what's on your roster. And as your roster gets better, your gameplay evolves, what you value evolves, right? As if I get a bunch of turn one people on this roster, I guarantee you I'll quit using subs on this account as well, right? That's just kind of how it works. You're constantly trying to get better, evolve, and all that. Anyway, this kind of turned from a weekend update into like a little bit of roster building psychology, I guess, and reasons why, as well as the Prizewall choice from the weekend. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I like making this kind of video, trying to explain the thought process why. I feel like it also maybe helps people understand my Prizewall breakdowns better, and maybe potentially even how I evaluate superstars, right? Like, so when I say, when I'm doing like a preview, right? For example, um, I'm basing that off of every character in the game. So compared to every character in the game, how is this character, right? What's good about them? What's bad about them? Why would I use them over every other character in the game? Being able to run them at a proper level, right? At a very high level. Um, and so a character that has to rely on a sub is maybe not as good at a higher level, although you get someone like Seamus and he can win in one turn with the sub. You starts getting a guy thinking. Another one that would come to mind would be little guy, leprechaun guy. I always forget his name. Gosh, Hornswoggle. There we go. Hornswoggle would be another one with a sub that's pretty solid, right? So, um, you know, hopefully it maybe gives a more understanding or insight into the thought process behind it. So when I say somebody is not good, it's compared to everyone else in the game. It's not compared to what's on your roster, because depending on your roster, stuff that's not good compared to everything else can actually be amazing, if that makes sense. Or a build that you don't have anything for, right? Like I could run the multiply build on this Cena, but if I don't have any of the multiply trainers and stuff to run it, is it actually as good as the blue set? I don't think so, right? So while the other multiply set it might be superior, it's only superior if you have the right stuff to run it. So anyway, hope that makes sense. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, because that really helps me out. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Good luck out there. And there's an alarm going off. You should probably check that. I wonder what that's for. Anyway. Yeah, sorry about the alarm in the background. My bad. My bad, y'all.